Hi, my name is Nadia, and today I'm going to be talking about some ways that you can save money. To start, to be saving money, you have to be spending less than what you are making. Using the concept living below your means is really what's going to get you to save that money. The easiest way to do this is going to be utilizing a budget to see where your income and your expenses are currently. If you find you are already spending less than what you are making, then this is exactly where you want to be. But chances are, if you're watching this video, you probably aren't. But even if you are, a budget will definitely help you stay on track every month. So if you find you aren't saving money or you want to save more money, the most impactful things are going to be your largest expenses, such as housing and transportation. Whether you own or rent, this expense is probably not cheap. Chances are you're not going to be able to get rid of this expense completely, but there are some options to save. If you own a home and the mortgage expenses are really adding up, a great place to start is to consider refinancing. Do a little research, reach out to a lender or lenders, and see what will be in your best interest. If you do own the home, do consider renting out a room to a close friend or family member, or even if you don't, consider renting out some spare space like a storage unit, garage space, or even a parking space. Even if you are renting, you can consider getting a roommate to share the monthly expenses. If trying to rent your own space is just taking up too much of your paycheck every month, another great option is to consider downsizing and even renting a room for rent in somebody else's home. Ultimately, nothing is going to save you money like moving back in with your parents. In some cases, they can be some of the best roommates, and other cases, they can be some of the worst. Aside from housing, transportation does tend to be one of the costlier expenses. Many people are drawn to the idea of leasing or financing a nice, fancy new car, but honestly, unless you just have money to burn, you can save a lot of money by purchasing a used car and paying it in full. This way, you can get rid of those monthly payments almost completely, as well as any accumulated interest. These cars are by no means the fanciest, but they will get you from point A to point B in almost the same exact amount of time as the leased car. On top of getting an older used car, you can't expect your auto insurance to go down. The car is older and it's most likely easier to repair. Public transportation is also a great way to cut down on your transportation costs. Aside from being great for the environment, it's typically a lot cheaper to get around. I know not everybody has great public transportation in their area, but if you are lucky enough to have that, please consider the routes that they take and see if it's something that you can utilize. This option may not be for everyone, but it is definitely worth giving a try. I know personally, I was able to take public transportation all the way up until I was 21 years old to get to school and to get to work. Not only did this give me more free time to study while somebody else was driving me around, I really got to know my city. Food is also one of the most costly expenses in most people's budget. This category does include groceries and takeout. Although takeout can seem very cheap and convenient up front, your $10 combo really could have fed you lunch for the entire week if you put just a little bit of planning into it. Buying groceries and cooking from home is almost always going to save you more money than eating out. It is usually a lot healthier for you too. Even if you are not a chef yourself, there are so many subscriptions nowadays that will send you the recipes along with the necessary ingredients to some great foods. These kinds of subscriptions can definitely take out that margin of error and get you more comfortable cooking your own meals from home. If you feel like you're spending just way too much money grocery shopping in general, utilizing the weekly ads will be great. I personally love looking at the weekly ads for all the grocery stores in my area. This helps me plan and see what I want to purchase and from where, and makes my trip a lot faster and my dinners a lot easier. Another great way to save money is to utilize sinking funds. A sinking fund, simply put, is similar to a savings account where you put money aside every so often and save for a larger purchase. Although you can use these for things like vacations, I typically use them for things that I know I'm going to have to purchase in the future. This includes things like auto insurance or even putting a little bit of money away for the holidays. During the times of the year where you know you have to dish out a couple $100s for the holidays or for birthdays, it's great to put a little bit of money aside so that When those days do come around, you're not saving every penny you have to. It will be a lot easier on your wallet to just set aside a little bit of money for the larger expenses when they do come around. If you do choose this method, you can think of it as paying things off in monthly payments. If you are already paying, say, your auto insurance in monthly payments, 9 times out of 10, you can save a little bit of money by paying it in full. If you can utilize sinking funds so that you don't have to pay those extra fees, it's going to be great in the long run. Another great way to save money is to identify your wants and needs. Social media and other marketing really makes us feel like we have to have everything all the time. That is almost never the case. Taking time to identify what's important to you and what is a need to you is going to help you save money, because when you are bombarded with ads or other kind of marketing telling you that you need the things that you really don't, it will make it so much easier to say no and save that money for the things that are important to you. Taking the opportunity to not purchase those wants and saving the money will really make it easier for when you get the opportunity to buy a need and you are not struggling for the money. If you already have goals of things that you are saving money for, such as a new car or even college, whenever you are given the opportunity to purchase a want, such as a newer phone or something that you really just don't need, ask yourself if it's going to be worth setting off that other goal. And lastly, please remember that personal finances are exactly that, personal. You do not have to share or compare your financial moves to anybody else's but your own. If somebody else is investing lots of money into the stock market, that does not mean you have to. Or if another friend thinks that you should be splurging the extra money on better groceries, none of those things should dictate how you use your hard-earned money. Unless you are paying for a financial advisor, then maybe I would consider their advice. No matter what you hear on the internet, always do what is going to be best for you and your family. I really hope this video was helpful and provided some options or ideas that you could utilize to save money. If you found this video helpful and you want to see more personal finance content, please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Even if you feel your grocery shopping trips are really adding up, I